Okay, so I own a lot of stocks or real estate. Can I transfer them to my kids and then my kids can sell them? Because obviously they will be in a lower income tax bracket. So if they sell it, they will pay less tax than I would. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be cool, but mostly illegal. See, the Congress knows that there could be a potential of abuse here because people can shift income from adults to kids. So, in order to prevent that, they come up with something called Kiddie Tax. So, I want to talk about that subject today and clarify some common mistakes people make around Kiddie Tax. So again, this is related to unearned income, not the earned income. So if your kid is working somewhere, they're providing babysitting or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about unearned income. Like for example, maybe they have interest income, they have dividend incomes, they have capital gains. Maybe you have a rental property under their name. Maybe they get some trust distribution. So all of that. But if they're getting some wages or they have some unemployment number, that's not what I'm talking about here. So what happens? Well, if your kid have these unearned income from all bunch of these sources, then anything over $2,500 will be taxed at the parent's tax bracket, not at the kid's tax bracket. So it doesn't really matter whether that particular asset was under your name or kid's name. IRS doesn't care. They're still going to tax it under your name. So how is it calculated? Well, they take your combined earned income plus the unearned income. So they take it all together. Then they're going to subtract the child's standard deduction. So take that out. And on the earned income portion, child is going to be taxed at a child rate. So if, like I said, if they're babysitting or they're cleaning your rental property or something like that, then whatever the rate is. So if they have a $50,000 of earned income, then then we are going to charge them on that tax bracket. However, on the unearned income, which is above $2,500, that income now will be taxed at the parent's marginal tax bracket. So for that, we use a special form called 8615 to report that. So keep that in mind. So if it kind of gets shifted. So the kiddie tax can be actually quite painful. So children with substantial investment, that can affect the parents. And then the second problem with that is obviously the asset protection part. If parents are happen to be in the high bracket, that can be a problem. So I would be very careful. So if you have kids that have these large assets, then let's talk about it. But certainly don't transfer the assets just because you think that you can get away with taxes. Now let's talk about age. I think there's some confusion around the age as well. So for example, people always wonder, is it 16? Is it age 17, 20, 24? When does the kiddie tax comes in? So simple formula. If they are age 17 or younger, okay, then they're always going to be subject to kiddie tax. Okay, so let's just say if they're in high school or below, then they're always subject to kiddie tax. If they're between 18 and 23, and they're still getting support from you, that means you are providing them 50% or more support. If you're providing them housing, transportation, food, clothing, that's more than 50%. Then they're still subject to kiddie tax. Once they're over 24, then you're good. Then you don't have to worry about kiddie tax whatsoever. So those are the three basic rules that you have to keep in mind. Uh, you know, if you're thinking about transferring the income to kids. But if you still have a question, just reach out to me. Go to taxcodeadvisors.com and set up a consultation. Or if you're already part of my WhatsApp group, which is absolutely free, then you can message me from there or post in the group. I think, especially if it's something like this, this is very generic. But if you want to talk about, how do we save money for the kid? How do we grow wealth for their college? How do we set them up on the retirement plan? Then let's talk about those. And by the way, I cover all of these in our detailed comprehensive call. So some of you guys who own real estates or you have side hustle or side business, and you want to talk about how you can help your entire family, then let's talk about it. There's just so many strategies out there that you can use to build wealth and reduce taxes at the same time. But oftentimes we go to a tax professional during tax time, so we never really have time to discuss all those. So we do that when we're not busy filing your taxes. All right. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you guys next time.